Now we are going to look at the code of the client application for the server we have developed. The code of the client is very similar to server. In fact, only 2 or 3 lines are different. We will discuss about the difference throughout this training, but let's have a quick look at the client code for the time being. So this is the code of the client, the corresponding client of the TCP server we have looked at. So let me further simplify this. This is exactly same as the IP address or host. I'm going to copy and paste this and delete these lines so that it'll look exactly similar to the server wherever it is required. We are not looking for the aesthetic look of the program or accuracy of the program. So that boils down to just 4 lines of code. This library import we have seen, that is the networking socket library for Python. Exactly same as the server. This particular line number 6, is exactly same as the server. In fact, it has to be same as the server. As you can see, these protocols should be same. Now, this one particular line looks very similar to one line in the server, which is the bind. So the connect in the client side is kind of similar to these 3 lines right here. So bind plus listen plus accept. The client equivalent for that 3 lines is connect. Another thing we see as a difference between client and server is that there is no connection object coming up. Whatever socket we are creating here, that socket is being used for further communication, for sending and receiving data. But in the case of server, that was not the case. The accept call returned the details of the client. And that was the information we were using to connect and transfer data. So this is data transfer which is going on here between client and server. We'll debug all these things shortly, but I'm making the point here, the difference between client and server, they are not the same for a very specific networking reason. We'll dig into that, but we are constructing the stage for such kind of details. So again, we have the socket in line number 6. Line number 7 is kind of the bind plus other calls, which is equal to the server. And 8 is nothing but sending data, sending this particular data, hello world, to the server. That's what it is going to do. And this number, the port number, it's exactly same. It has to be exactly same, otherwise it's not going to work. 65432. This is the server, 65432. It's exactly same. Line number 8, sending data to this particular target. That's what line number 8 does. And line number 9, receiving data from this particular target. So we are connecting to this particular target and sending data and receiving data. And we are printing it here, which is not very relevant to the discussion. So connect, send, receive. 3 operations we are performing on the socket. Now sure, if you're into Python, you may be wondering why there is 2 parentheses here. Can we remove one of these extra parentheses right here? Unfortunately not, because this function takes a tuple. If you're into Python, it is a tuple. And actually the connect, we are passing only one argument, which is a tuple, and the tuple has 2 elements inside it. Not a very relevant point for our discussion, but in case if you're wondering what is the reason for this 2 brackets here, looks redundant. That's why I'm giving you that explanation. Server is also exactly same because it is taking a tuple. So one thing worth mentioning right now in the server code is that this particular object right here, CONN, and this particular object right here, which is a socket, they are kind of exactly same thing. It's like 2 strings, both are string objects. For example, we are passing a string to this print and we are passing a string here. Like that, these objects are exactly same. They are different sockets. There is a little bit of relevance to this particular fact, which we will see later. So coming back to the client code again, it is creating socket, connect, send, receive. Those are the main operation we are performing at the client. So to conclude, we have seen the code of the client, which has a send and a receive. We'll discuss more about it as we progress. But for the time being, this is all we need. Next, we will see the block diagram of the client and server, and we'll get an understanding of how both of them work together.